There's one thing I learned from Ghanaians is the fact that they are sweet people.
Don't know if you guys are conversant with this guy called Obeyemi. Obeyemi is a Nigerian food critic. This guy criticizes food. I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with his profession because I think that's what he does for a living. But I think I have a problem with the way he does these things, okay? You can actually be right but wrong at the top of your voices. You can actually be right, but the way you analyze things makes everything entirely wrong. So he decided to step on the toes of Ghanaians as always, but then, of course, they took it the way they should take it, right? The reasons why I tell you guys Ghanaians are sweet people is because they didn't drag it the way Nigerians would have dragged it. But the good news now is that Nigerians have actually supported Ghanaians as they now dragged. Like, they are currently dragging Obeyemi on all social media, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, for the things he has actually been doing. So most Nigerians were like, see, who gave you that name, food critic? Like, who made you food critic? Why are you always talking down on people's cuisine, forgetting that food is part of people's culture? Well, watch these videos.
Now imagine me married to a Ghanaian woman now. Let's call her Aqua. Or is it Aqua? Then she will now come in the Alpha, you're in the office. What should I make for dinner for you? And I'll tell her, oh, make me eba. She will now say, okay. She will now make me eba. She will now blend raw pepper for me. Put sardine oil, fry egg.
This is the food that is preventing him from marrying a Ghanaian queen. I've seen Nigerians eat some things that I don't understand. I'll not sit here and criticize it unless you come and touch ours. True. That one we will have a problem. They have something like yam porridge and things.
They put everything
They eat
together.
wele with everything. Oats with wele, tea with wele,
rice water.
Now Mwale,
In the video, he says that why Ghanaians they love to chop everything with egg.
this argument is, bro. Okay, my question is, why didn't they eat everything with wele?
I'm reading some comments. A Nigerian says a country that their president looks like lesser god.
Has he seen T-Pain?
I never understand Ghanaian food. There's too many things going on. Their food is not nice to me.
Meanwhile, this is their food. Put the pictures on the screen. This is their food.
Who eats swallow with fried egg? Now, wow. I don't even care that the taste of the food is not coherent. They just throw a bunch of things on the plate and eat.
For people that eat wele with tea.
Let me quickly show you guys another video of a Nigerian dragging food critic Obeyemi for his excesses. According to them, they feel like he's actually doing way too much. They kept asking who indeed made him food critic. And while I went to the comment sections of the Kwado's video, a lot of Nigerians were asking what is wele, like kele wele. I think it is plantain, but do correct me in the comment section. Let's watch these videos, guys.
Obeyemi Famakin, you are one rude, disrespectful and arrogant human being. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. It's Nigerians. I blame them. They are the ones who've enabled you, whom have allotted this certain level of reverence towards you that makes you feel that you can lord over them your opinions, which do not even count for anything to start with. First of all, you parade yourself as Nigeria's biggest food critic. You are not a food critic. You are just a food journalist at best. You don't qualify to be a food critic. If anything at all, we should have the likes of Chef Stone, Chef Cupid, Eros, Freggs, Winifred and the likes, Adejoke. Those are the ones who qualify to answer that title or to bear that title, food critic, because these are people whom have carved a niche for themselves, whom have left indelible marks, positive marks in their expertise in that field, and not you. You go about rubbishing people's hard work and efforts as if that's not enough. You take on an entire country's delicacy, something that is a symbol or a part of their culture, and you say, oh no, you can't do this, or that's why you can't marry. That's nonsense. That's total nonsense. It's total nonsense. You just go about eating people's foods for free and then you condemn it because you feel you have the what makes you think you have the best taste bud? If anything at all, you don't count for nothing, to say the least. So stop parading yourself as biggest food critic. The good thing is you claim to be, so anybody is free to identify as anything actually. So if you choose to see yourself as the biggest food critic in Nigeria, so be it. Only those people who will see that or agree to have you lord your opinions over them can say, okay, we choose to accept you. But if anything at all, you are not it. You are not even close to being it. You can't list the shoes of the aforementioned names I have already done. You can't do that. But if you want to keep parading yourself, you are free to. You can do that. Like I mentioned, anybody can identify as anything. So you are free to. But what is unacceptable and needs to be called out is you having to attack something that is attached to a particular region's culture or tribe. Don't do that. That's very wrong. It's uncalled for. Go about to do your criticism or whatever, and let those who keep taking your word for it Let them keep enabling you. Let them keep fueling your ego. But don't do that. Don't insult other people's culture or whatever that has to do with their culture. It's the same way somebody will come to your own hometown and taste whatever that is being made in your hometown and classify it as trash. I'm pretty much sure you're not going to like that. You can do better. Yes, you can do better.
Oh, this next video is for Ghanaians. You guys, the only thing I have to say here is that this is how Opeyemi is. Like, literally, Opeyemi condemns people's food without trying to like sweet tongue it or be polite with his words. I think this is the reasons why we have a lot of Nigerians dragging this guy. So as it stands now, he is not just being like sarcastic or being very rude to Ghanaians. This is who Opeyemi is, and I think he should turn it down a bit. Like, the way he talks sometimes actually like leaves me with a lot of questioning. Like, you can correct somebody amicably, you can correct somebody respectively, you must not be excessively rude to make a point, right? Well, I believe that if you watch this video, it's going to change how you feel about Opeyemi, for you to really know that this is really who he is regardless. Watch this video.
Every time I watch a video, I have just one question.
Okay.
What gave you the audacity, the temerity, the confidence to make you think that your taste bud or your tongue is good enough to know the food that is good or not?
I mean, I've been to like almost all the states in Nigeria to taste their dishes. I've asked questions, you know, like I research food.
So I have a question for you. What's the worst food you've ever tasted in Nigeria?
I've tasted a lot of rubbish. Ondo states is the states that are, Ondo State and Delta states. Their fine dining was absolute rubbish. So I can't, almost plenty. Almost every guy eats rubbish, so I can't skip it in my head. But Ondo states and Delta states stand out because they are, what they call fine dining is absolute rubbish.
Ondo State
And Delta State.
and Delta State.
Yes.
All right, thank God. What do you have to tell people that are aspiring to be food critics like you in Nigeria?
Don't listen to me, man. I'm not anybody's role model. Do what you want to do. Don't do what, like, it's not me. You go ask somebody else, not me, man. So that don't ask your me said, I don't know. Nobody told me any, I don't know, man. I don't know.
What food have you tasted or you have read about that you think that everybody should eat before they keep pocket?
Fisherman soup from Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt fisherman soup.
If they chop and die.
No, like poison you or eat before you die.
Before you die.
PH fisherman soup, 100%. For
100%.
Nigerian food though.
Yes.
PH fisherman soup is, to me, the best soup in Nigeria. The most overrated soup in Nigeria is our soup. The most overrated swallow in Nigeria that should be banned. Nigeria, okay, now, if they will ban things in Nigeria, ban this and that, what's it called again? Starch. Ban that. Yeah. Ban starch. Our soup is good, but the noise, you guys calm down. Everybody will calm down. It's not that awesome. Fisherman soup from Port Harcourt, and I'm a Yoruba person. Because those say tribalism, I'm Yoruba. And the best soup to me is fisherman soup from Port Harcourt.
Is there any food that you think that Nigerians know how to make better than anybody in the world?
Nigerian yes. Yeah. Nigerian food. Who else make Nigerian food better than us?
Like jollof rice.
Jollof that we don't own, that is owned by Senegal, that is made best by them. But because most Nigerians, don't annoy me, every Nigerian that says Nigeria has the best jollof rice, they've only eaten Nigerian rice. How would you know that other people's rice is not as good as your rice? I've eaten Senegalese, I've eaten Benin Republic, rubbish jollof rice by the way. Senegalese, Benin Republic, Gambia and Ghana, I've eaten it. So I can say we don't have the best. But you watching it, you've only eaten Nigerian jollof rice. Like, Nigeria has the best jollof. Ask the question.
He said, dear food critic. You know one thing I like about Opeyemi? You can hate on him, you can drag him, you can insult him. But one thing you cannot say is that he is not a food critic. And then when they said, dear food critic, the only person, your brain, in fact, in Nigeria now, if you said food critic, the only name that rings in everybody's head is Opeyemi.
Have you guys seen? Did you guys hear what Opeyemi said when he was interviewed, right? The truth remains that this is who Opeyemi is. There's so many videos of him on social media, people dragging him with Cubana, with Hilda, with so many Nigerian chefs, like having like a lot of banters with this guy because they feel like he's not doing it right? The only thing I have to say here is that some people kept saying things like who indeed made him a food critic. Like, why is he bluntly criticizing people's food without knowing that he is even gradually killing these people's brands, right? I just feel like it is okay. People have different taste buds. People have different cultures. People have different food, that they like and they don't like. There are so many Yoruba food that I love. There are some of Yoruba food that I don't. I can never eat it, even if I'm hungry. I would rather take water than taking it. And I believe that some Yorubas watching, I mean Yoruba by tribes in Nigeria, there's some Igbo food that these guys will never eat. Like he said, Oha soup is overrated. To me, Oha soup is my best soup. But to him, he thinks it is overrated. So I gotta urge me. I know this video might not really make sense to him because it's actually very, very big. Like he's a big influencer and all that. But I kind of feel like he should tone it down a bit. You can actually make your point without directly or indirectly, talking down on people. We all know that Ghanaians respect their food a lot. These guys hardly step on people's toes. But why is it safe to say that Nigerians jump on this? I wouldn't tell you guys that Opeyemi does not really praise Ghanaian food. There are some videos of him talking about the fact that Ghana lice soup, that he was even seen criticizing Nigerians that insult Ghanaian food. So he was telling them that lice soup should be light, just like we have pepper soup that is light. So sometimes he actually praises Ghanaian food. He has actually talked about the fact that Ghana jollof is better than Nigerian jollof. Yes, Opeyemi said that. So you can type and find those videos. So please, Ghanaians, I know that he might actually be overboard. Like his, speech and all that was not really all that necessary. But to be very honest, he is actually supporting Ghanaians more. There are some videos he has actually made talking about the fact that Ghana food is nice. Like, it is nice. He was even seen criticizing Nigerians and telling them that they should tone it down a bit. But then I would like to know what you think in the comments about the whole videos of Opeyemi criticizing Ghanaian food. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time, do not make your last subscribe. To be part of this great community, I would like to have you here. And I will see you all in my next video. Stay happy, be kind, and be blessed.